Hello everyone, this is Prasad, your English Fluency Guide. Welcome to our channel Prasadu potnuru. Here there are 100 important points you have to go through if you really want to become fluent in English. If you want to speak English fluently, you have to go through these 100 points. Let's get into the topic now. The first point is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be confident. People can only correct your mistakes when they hear you make them. So the first point is we should not be afraid to make mistakes. Make mistakes as many as you can. Keep speaking, keep talking. When you speak, there will be some mistakes and you need not worry about the mistakes. Okay, you should be confident. People can only correct your mistakes. When you speak it out, then only people can correct your mistakes. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's the first point. Second one, surround yourself in English. Put yourself in all English speaking environment where you can learn passively. The best way to learn is through speaking. You have to start speaking in order to become a great speaker. You have to start speaking. There is no other shortcut. You have to start speaking. That's it. This is the second point. Practice every day. Make yourself a study plan. Decide how much time a week you are going to spend studying and stick to it. Establish a routine. You must practice it every day, either in the morning or afternoon or evening or before you go to bed. You have to establish a routine. If you read every day in the morning, make it continue that every day, 5 to 6 or 6 to 7. You have to establish a routine. Next one is tell your family and friends about your study plan. Get them to push you to study and also don't let them interrupt you. Practice the four core skills reading, writing, speaking, and listening. LSRW, we say it. LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So you must practice these four core skills. They're very, very important. They all need to be worked on for you to improve. Keep a notebook of new words you learn, use them in sentences, and try to say them at least 3 times when you speak. You have to maintain one notebook and you have to write all the new words in that book and you have to use those words in sentences when you speak at least 3 times. You have to use when you come across a new word, start using it in a sentence and use it at least 3 times so that you can remember. Memorization of lists is one of the most common ways of learning vocabulary for a test. It's only a good exercise for short-term studying because you often do not retain the information that you have learned for a test. Use your body clock. If you are not a morning person, study in the afternoon. So which time you'll be comfortable, just know about yourself. If you're comfortable in the morning, continue that. Every day you have to study in the morning. Or if you are comfortable in the evening, okay, you have to study in the evening. As per your inconvenience, you have to make a plan. Next thing is you'll find words easier to remember if you try to remember an example sentence using that word rather than the word on its own. You can find words easier to remember when you use them in your sentences. Okay, if you try to learn the words just word to word without using it in a sentence, you may forget it. But when you use the word in a sentence, definitely you will remember it. So try to use the words in sentences. Next thing is plan to take a test. You will find that you work harder when you need to study for something. Saying that it's better not to study just to take a test. Think of the bigger picture. What can you do when you have a good command of English? How will the quality of your life improve? So here the point is only for the examination point of view, don't read. Just imagine how much you can improve in your life if you have good command of English. So keep that point in mind and learn, not only for the test purpose, not only for the examination purpose. Next point, Give yourself a long-term goal, focus on working towards it. Give yourself short-term goals too and reward yourself when you achieve each one. Your long-term goal should be fluency. Okay, it is a long-term goal. It's not possible within 10 days or within 1 month. So minimum 1 year. That is the long-term goal, fluency. And short-term goals also. Today you have to learn 10 new words. You have to speak half an hour. This is the short-term goal. Okay, every day you have to make it a point to practice. Create an atmosphere in which you want to learn, not because you have to. You learn more when you are learning because you want to. Know what works best for you. Think about what methods have been successful for you in the past and stick with them. So, what are the methods? Through reading, you are able to learn more, or through listening, or speaking, or writing. What methods? Through speaking to your friends or by watching movies. What is that method which you feel comfortable? You have to know it and you have to stick to that. You have to spend more time on that so that you can learn faster. Figure out how you learn. It can be by memorizing, reading, speaking, summarizing, or other methods. Find out how you study best. It can be in a quiet place by yourself or with a group. Get help. If you don't understand something, you've got to ask someone. Ask your teacher, classmates, or friends for help. Okay, don't feel shy to ask for help. You can ask anyone. Okay, if you don't know something, you can ask your teacher or your friends or anyone who can clarify a doubt. You can ask anyone. Don't feel shy and don't hesitate to ask your doubts. Review. Make sure that you take the time to review things you have studied in the past. Here, you have to review whatever you studied once again. You have to go through them. I have to revise them. That's really important. It's not a good idea to study on your own for more than 30 minutes at a time. Take regular breaks, get some fresh air and stretch your legs. So keep taking breaks every half an hour. Okay, more than half an hour, you cannot study, you cannot read, you cannot focus. So after reading for 30 minutes, you have to take a small break. Don't be in such a hurry to move up a level. Concentrate on the level you are at now. Watch DVDs rather than TV. It's better to use something that you can watch over again to catch information you might have missed the first time. Don't be in a hurry. In order to reach intermediate level, okay, you're just the beginner. You have to know your level. You are the beginner, and don't be in a hurry to move to the higher level. It takes time. Okay, in order to become fluent, you need to spend a lot of time. You have to wait minimum 1 year. Okay, and watch DVDs rather than TV, because if you watch DVD, you can, for example, you don't understand something, you can rewind it, you can go back and you can watch it again, you can watch it 100 times. Okay, that's the reason prefer watching DVDs in the beginning. Watching TV only gives you the chance to hear something correctly first time. This is better for high level students. It can be great practice for speaking to native English speakers. So you don't have to ask them to repeat them yours. Next point is read graded readers. These books are especially written for your level. Read a whole novel. You can do it. You will feel great afterwards. So start reading the books, children's books and novels, and you can enjoy them. At the same time, you can enhance your vocabulary and you can improve your English. Children's books have easier words and are a good alternative to graded readers. Newspapers are a good place to find passive constructs. Read through an article and see if you can find the passive sentences. Read for the general meaning first. Don't worry about understanding every word, then go back and look up new words. For a word you don't understand in a sentence, look at the other words around it. They will give you a hint. Try to guess the meaning from the context. Learn root words. They will help you guess the meaning of words. For example, script means write, mean small. When you learn a new word, think of all its other forms. Beautiful, adjective, beauty, noun, beautifully, adverb. Learn prefixes this, un, re, like this, and suffixes ly, meant, full, etc. This will help you to figure out the meaning of words and build your vocabulary. English, unlike Japanese or French, uses word stress. For new words, count the syllables and find where the stress is. Only one stress per word and always on a vowel. Two syllable verbs have a stress on the second syllable. Begin, begin. So here, second syllable takes the stress. Begin. Okay. So two syllable verbs have a stress on the second syllable only all the time. Begin. There are two syllables. This is the verb. So second syllable takes the stress. Begin. Next, two syllable nouns. First syllable takes the stress. Okay. Teacher, teacher. We are giving the stress on the first syllable, right? And adjectives also first syllable. Okay. Two syllable adjectives also. First syllable takes the stress. Happy, stress the first. Use English whenever you can. It's as simple as that. Don't translate into English from your own language. Think in English to improve your fluency. Talk to yourself, but not on the bus. Otherwise, people will think you have gone crazy. Okay. Whenever you can. Okay. It's not a particular time. Use English whenever you can. And talk to yourself and not on the bus. Okay. So when you are alone, when you are at home, you can talk to yourself, or else people will think you've gone crazy. You can't learn English from a book like driving a car. You can only learn through doing it. Here, only from book you cannot learn. Okay. If you want to learn, if you want to learn how to drive a car, you must go through that. You cannot read the theory and you can learn drive a car. It's not possible. You have to, in order to drive a car, you have to go through that. You have to sit in the car, you have to touch the steering, and you have to know brake, you have to know clutch, you have to know each and everything about the car. You have to sit in the car and you have to experience that. In the same manner, speaking in English also, you cannot only learn through the book. You have to speak it. In order to become a speaker, you have to speak it. The most natural way to learn grammar is through talking. So you can learn grammar too through talking. You need not read any book. You improve your speaking skills and you can learn grammar passively. Keep an English diary or journal. Start by writing a few sentences a day and then get into the habit of writing more. Why not start an online blog and share your writings with the world? To become better writer, brainstorm as many ideas and thoughts onto paper without worrying about grammar or spelling. Then think about the structure. After that, write your piece using good grammar and spelling. Finally, read it through or give it to someone else to check for mistakes. Keep an eye on your punctuation as it can totally change what you are trying to say. Check out the difference in meaning between these two sentences. A woman without her man is nothing, and a woman without her man is nothing. You can see the difference between these two sentences. That's the reason punctuation is really important. Here, a woman without her man is nothing. That means the woman is nothing. No importance for woman in the first sentence. Here, a woman without her man is nothing. Here, man is nothing without woman. So, based on the punctuation, the meaning will be changed. So, we must be very careful about the punctuation. Sing your heart out. Show the world your beautiful voice. Learn English songs and sing along with them to improve fluency and intonation. Anyone for karaoke. Get a pen friend or use chat rooms, forums, and community sites. If you can't speak to someone in English, this is the next best thing. Shadow English CDs, listen to a few sentences, then repeat what you heard. Focus on the rhythm and intonation. Have English radio on in your house. Even if you are not actively listening to it, you will still be training your ears. You can train your ears by playing audiobook or something. Okay, you can cook, you can do anything while listening. So passive listening. But actually you are training your ears. Even though you are busy, you can play music, you can play audiobooks, anything. And shadow English series. What watch movie and repeat the words, repeat the dialects, the speakers use or say. You have to repeat them. That is only shadow. We call it shadow. Mirror series. Read out loud along with the CD. Again, this is great for intonation, pronunciation, and rhythm. Dictation. Listen to your CD or friend and write down what you hear. Nobody likes to hear their own voice, but be brave and try it. Record your voice and listen to your pronunciation and intonation. It will help you to identify your problem areas. Ask your helpful teacher if you can record his lesson. This is a great way to review. You can also listen to your teacher speaking speed and intonation. Use an English to English dictionary as it will help you to keep thinking in English and not translating. If an English to English dictionary seems scary, there are learners' dictionaries for English students of your level. Don't become too reliant on your dictionary. Our dictionary should be an aid, not your main teacher. Try to guess the meaning of words rather than going straight for your dictionary. Don't give up. Stay positive. Sometimes you will feel that you aren't learning quickly enough. Everyone feels like this. Don't worry about it. You will get there in the end. Enjoy it. We learn more when we are having fun. If you get nervous when speaking, take 2 deep breaths before you say something. You'll speak better when you feel relaxed. Keep yourself motivated by looking back at the textbooks and CDs used in the past. You will be surprised at how easy they seem to you now. Congratulations, your level is improving. You're never too young or too old to start learning English. Don't make excuses not to learn. What are you waiting for? Procrastination can stop you from being successful. To stop procrastinating, it's important you understand if you're procrastinating is to avoid studying or if it is your bad habit. If you haven't gotten the results you wanted at, it's not because you are bad at languages, it's because you haven't found your own special way of learning it. Use resources which match your level. Don't use tests, listening exercises which are too difficult or too easy. Use materials which challenge you but don't frustrate you. Don't worry about making your accent perfect. It's an important part of your cultural identity to keep your accent. Native English speakers enjoy hearing English spoken with an accent. There are many types of English: British, American, South African, and so on. None of these are wrong or not as important. English is English. Instead, be aware of the differences in American and British English and use your words accordingly. For example, elevator. Okay, this is American. Americans say elevator, and the Britishers they say lift. Okay, carry cue words with you. These are small cards which you can write new words on. You can pull them out and look at them whenever you have a free minute. Use post-it notes and stick them around your home. You can use them to label things. Stick one on your pet dog. You can't ignore phrasal verbs, two-word verbs. There are hundreds of them in English and they are widely used. The more you focus on the meaning, the more you will be able to guess the meaning of new words. You'll start to recognize their patterns. Use your intuition. Go with your gut feeling. You will be surprised how often your first guess is the right guess. Like we said before, be confident. Gather your thoughts. Take a second to think about what you are going to say. You know the grammar, but maybe you don't use it correctly when you speak. Meet new people. Meet new people. Make the effort to mix with English speakers in your town. You could join a club or go to bars where foreigners hang out. Buy one a drink. They love that. With a person to start conversations in English. Try to keep the conversations moving and use listening words. Really? Go on. What happened then? Don't wait for others to speak to you. Get in there. Debate. Discuss topics in a group. Each person should choose a viewpoint even if you don't agree with it and debate it within the group. Make sure you get your point across. Learn to listen actively. Active listening will help in the classroom and it will help you get more out of and contribute more to group study sessions. Focus on the person who is talking. Don't fidget or become distracted by other people or events. Concentrate on the speaker with your ears and eyes. Follow the movements the speaker makes in an effort to hear more. It may help to repeat what you hear others say in an effort to understand their thoughts. It's not enough to only learn English words. You can teach a parrot English words, but that doesn't mean it can speak English. You still need to have an understanding of grammar. Verb tenses are used by English speakers to talk about the timing of actions. You might not have the same expressions in your own language. It's important that you know these tenses and when to use them. English has many irregular verbs. You should drill yourself on them. Keep it up. If you take a break from speaking English, you will find that your level decreases and all your hard work has been wasted. Don't be put off by a bad test score. Sometimes students have the ability to pass an English test but can't communicate well with English speakers. If you can speak freely in English, you should be proud of yourself. Remember that as long as you have tried your hardest, you have succeeded. Learn English with a friend. You will have someone you can practice with, and you can motivate each other to study. Remember, the way we write English is not the same as how it's pronounced. For example, ARC has over 6 pronunciations. Familiarize yourself with the phonetic alphabet. It will help you correctly pronounce words in the dictionary. Get used to the schwa sound, an unstressed and toneless neutral vowel sound. Schwa is the most common vowel sound in English. For example, the A in about and the U in supply. Keep in mind that it takes longer to improve when our level is high. Usually, the fastest progress is made when we are beginners. Don't think that you're suddenly not learning anymore. It's just less noticeable progress. Make sure that your English matches the occasion. It's okay to use slang with friends, but not in a business meeting. Decide in which situation it's appropriate to use the words and phrases you have learned. Textbook English is often different from the way we casually speak. To learn casual slang, watch movies. Idioms can be difficult to memorize, but they are great fun to use and they will make your English more colorful. When talking, we usually link words together so that two words can sound like one. Simply put, we link words ending with a consonant sound to words beginning with a vowel sound. Consonant vowel. We link words ending with a vowel sound to words beginning with a vowel sound. Practice these to improve your listening and pronunciation. Make use of the internet. It's full of resources to help you learn. BBC Learning English, learnenglish.easyenglish.com. Think about your strong and weak points. Write down which areas you want to improve on and work on improving them. Of course, don't ignore your strong points. Congratulate yourself on how well you've done. Unlearn your mistakes. You probably make the same grammar mistakes over and over again. Use English test results as a study tool. Go over your mistakes and choose one or two that you want to focus on. Use your favorite grammar book to check rules. Use the correct article a or an, the. Be aware that there is more to this rule than a or an. None is equal to non-specific, the specific. For example, a university, not an university because it begins with a consonant sound. An hour, not a, not a hour because the H is often silent. For fluency, try image training. Before you go to that restaurant, think through what the waiter is likely to say to you. Think of what phrases you are going to use. Much communication comes through body language and gesture. These can be different between cultures and countries. For example, the two-fingered V for victory symbol is fine, palms out. If you make it with your palm facing toward you, you will offend a British person. It means well, you ask a British person and find out for yourself. The easiest one, sleep. You will learn more after a good night's sleep. You will be able to concentrate more. Take an English course in an English speaking country. If you're studying abroad, mix with people from other countries, not only people from your own country. It's not a good idea for you to live in a shared house with people from your own country. Enjoy a more cultural experience by spending time with other nationalities. Have you thought about getting a job or doing an internship abroad? Get yourself a qualified teacher who wants to learn wrong things. Nobody can learn all of the English language. No need to worry about trying. A useful shortcut to learning is that in English we have lots of words that have the same pronunciation but a different spelling and meaning. For example, come here has the same pronunciation as I can hear the birds. You might find it easier to build vocabulary by knowing the different meanings. Once you have a basic level of English, explore the different ways you can say the same thing. This makes your English more interesting to the listener and it shouldn't be too difficult for you because you already know the basics. For example, how many ways can we say goodbye in English? When you are on your English course, be prepared for your class. Do your homework as soon as possible and hand it in on time. Review your notes and your last lesson a few minutes before the class. Doing this will refresh your memory and you will be warmed up for lesson. Don't get distracted in class. Focus on the lesson. Don't stare out of the window. Don't be late. Arrive a few minutes before the start of the lesson. Don't sit don't sit next to people who won't speak to you in English. Switch off your phone. Be organized. Remember to take your textbook, notebook, and pen. Find a comfortable, peaceful place for quiet study. You need somewhere where you can focus 100%. Thank you for watching the video. If you are the new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any video from this channel. See you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye. Jai Hind.